the best podcast in the world, the best Cowboys podcast in the world. Nobody does it better still.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yes, indeed.
I ain't gonna lie though. I missed the 2-minute intro because I used to jig to that 2-minute intro.
Yeah, we just get it right.
I missed that.
Yeah, I got to pick something out of my nose and all that stuff.
Episode 58, ladies and gentlemen. I was telling the guys backstage, this is gonna be one where I'm glad we have a sounding board, to say the least, because we haven't talked about nothing but how we're gonna attack the show, but I haven't talked to John about how he felt about the game. I haven't talked to Law. Me and Scott text about the game.
Yeah,
we talk. We talk, but I know y'all.
I need an outlet during the game and after the game, dog.
Me and Steele, you would think that we're coaching. That's how bad it is. But I can honestly say this is going to be one of those ones. I think that we'll get a lot of information out. Episode Mozzie Smith. Episode. All right.
Episode inactive.
He's inactive, and I don't know when he'll be active still.
Hey, just because you mentioned numbers, I got to ask you guys this. Since you guys are Cowboys fans and have been lifelong.
John, you're a fan too. Stop it.
Lifelong Cowboys fans. This doesn't bother me at all, but I can see how this bothers Cowboys fans. How do you guys feel about Javonte Williams wearing 33?
Oh,
I think that bothers the old school fans for sure.
Yeah.
Those who came up in the 70s, 80s, that 100% gets to them.
Right.
From a historical standpoint, though, it would be nice if it was on, like a speedster type of guy. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense for that to happen. But he's honoring it well to start the season, though.
Yeah, he's not looking trash out there.
He's
so
honoring it well.
That big run he had, I said, man, we haven't seen that in years as far as getting the contact plus getting the yards, right? So
22, I think.
Yeah. I don't think that we didn't have a run that long last year.
We haven't had a 30-yard rushing touchdown since Tony Pollard, I think, in 2022. I could be wrong, but I think it's 2022.
I want to know if anybody know when the last time we had a run like that with the contact, because that was after contact, right?
TP did it against Chicago. I remember specifically that year, but he did it I want to say a couple times. The Saints, remember, he broke a tackle and then broke somebody's ankles. I think it was Malcolm Jenkins, like in 21. But TP was doing that. Like, people forget TP had very sneaky contact balance, and he go. Problem was, once that twitch was gone, it was over.
But you know what? The craziest thing about Tony Pollard, I think they got the top 10 rushings right now, and he's 1 yard above Javonte Williams right now. 1 yard.
I think Javonte Williams has the best rushing success rate in the NFL right now.
Cowboys coming into Sunday Night Football were number 3 in rush success rate. And to me, that is a Clayton Adams statistic, ladies and gentlemen.
Go watch Sky's documentary on Clayton Adams. Sky might have dropped a video of the summer. Every time I plug this, we called it, Sky. I got to give you flowers. You called it. Now, guys, we got a loaded show. I mean, an hour to get everything we got to talk about in is going to be tough. So we're going to stay on schedule. I love you, Tony Dorsett, but I got it, John. I'm not going to let you. John, you almost derailed us. But we got a lot to talk about, John. As always, we're starting with our Here's Johnny segment. John, what's going on? Johnny. We got new players. I heard there's centers coming in. There's injury updates with Cooper Beebe. Give us the whole rundown, and please take your time.
Yeah, well, we can start with Cooper Beebe. Man, when the way he was leaving when he left the field going to the locker room, like, it looked real bad the way he was limping. I posted a video on X of it, and it didn't look like it was going to be something where he'd be able to play the following week. And so I know that Ian Rappaport reported it was a high ankle, be out 6 to 8 weeks. Schottenheimer confirmed that it was 6 to 8, but also said it has something to do with his foot as well. And so Cowboys are hopeful that it'll be 6, that it won't be the longer. But that's a loss there. I mean, Brock Hoffman, I think you're in a decent spot because he's obviously played the position and he knows the team well. And so, I mean, it's not Cooper Beebe, but I think they can weather that storm if they don't lose anybody else. But it's the thing we've talked about many a times in the offseason. It's just like the Cowboys just cannot catch a break on the offensive line to have the group, same 5, playing together for an extended period of time. It's just like something always seems to happen. And so this is the latest there. So Kavonte Turpin, neck issue, had a lot of tests done, and they all came back, sounds like pretty clear. So from what Schottenheimer said, so it sounds like there's a decent chance he could play on Sunday. I'm still holding out on Deron Bland for Sunday. Jerry made it sound like this morning on 105 through the Fan that there's a possibility, but he's the only one that's really saying that. So unless he got some new information this morning, I just find that hard to believe that he's going to be out there on Sunday. I think that it's more likely he comes back the following week against Green Bay. And then
I think he's trying to will that to fruition because of what he saw on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely could be part of it. And in typical Jerry fashion on Sunday, when you talk about other issues on the team, it's like he gets asked just a simple question about their pass rush, and he just offers up, well, we just signed a pass rusher too, And now they hadn't signed him. They agreed to terms with him, talking to J.W. and Clowney yesterday. But on Sunday before the game, they agreed to a deal. It's a 1-year deal.
Oh, it was before the game, John?
Oh, the agreement. He didn't actually sign it until yesterday.
Okay.
When he came to the Star. So he visited last Wednesday. He was at practice. He hung out. We saw him around the facility and things like that. And then he left. And so I know there's some people that took that as, well, then that's done. He's not signing with the Cowboys. But then when we talked to Brian Schottenheimer on Friday, and he talked about how he had recently talked to J.W. on the, I don't know, I think they were FaceTiming or something. And he said that J.W. was making dinner and that one of his sons jumped on the phone, and the son said something like, I don't even know who you are. And Shanahan said something back to him like, well, you might real soon or whatever. When he said that on that Friday, I was like, oh no, this isn't done yet. And then Stephen Jones on Friday sounded the same, like the door wasn't closed on that. So I know the storyline sounds better if you're like, yeah, there was just not enough pass rush against Russ. They had to go out and get somebody, but it sounds like that was going to happen regardless of what happened on Sunday with the pass rush. So, I will say, man, talking to JW and Clowney yesterday at the Star, he talked to a group of reporters like for probably about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Like he was really good on a lot of things. And so he's just like the consummate veteran that he knows what his body can do at 32. You're not getting the 2014 JW and Clowney. Mm-hmm. You're not getting the dude that was at South Carolina, just, stomping on dudes and single-handedly taking over games. But you're getting a guy that the Cowboys are hoping they can get 20, 30 plays a game out of, that he can rush the passer, hold up against the run. And, looking back on it, he played almost, I think it was like 45, almost 50 snaps a game last year for the Panthers. And he started 14 of the games that all 14 games he played in, he started in. And so it didn't look great there. But the year before, with the Ravens, he had 9.5 sacks, like about 20 QB hits. He was more productive there, played a little bit less. I think it was around 35, 38 snaps per game. That's more of what he's going to do in Dallas. He's not going to be out there playing 40, 50 snaps a game. I think he's going to play like 25, 30, work in there with Nealand and Sam Williams and those guys. And then you just have this rotation with him and Fowler and Ezeraku and that, and you keep those guys fresh. And if one of those guys is hot and they're rushing well, then they stay out there. So I think it's a great deal because it's like $3.5 million, $4 million in that neighborhood that at max is at $6 million. So it's not like they're, gave this massive deal or something and got in a bidding war. So let's see what he does,
John, one of the things that I heard from Nicole earlier yesterday was like, he dropped off in coverage last year. So that's a good thing for me. Yeah. So I love the fact that I know that this is an attacking style defense that he's going to be shooting upfield. So maybe he get back to what he did in Ravens land with the 9 sacks. If we lucky.
I don't get that. I mean, I don't know. You guys might feel differently about this. Bothers me when I see these elite edge rushers drop into coverage. Like whatever. I'm not a defensive coordinator. What do I know?
Get cute. Yeah.
It bothers me. It really does. When they did it when I see the Lions do it with Hutchinson, when I've seen the Cowboys do it at times with Micah, I don't know. Like when you have somebody that's an elite pass rusher, just let them go after the quarterback. There's just way more chaos they can cause by doing that than dropping them away from the line of scrimmage. I feel like if I'm the quarterback and you're dropping one of those guys away from me, I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that.
Appreciate you. Yeah. DeMarcus Ware should have had more career sacks, but I remember when they had a new defensive coordinator come while he was playing and they tried to play him in coverage. It was crazy.
Yeah. Shit, he had I think a pick 6 off of what's the name dropping, right? Or did he not drop? He just rushed and picked it off of Vic. Was it Vic?
Yeah, it was Vic. Yeah. Well, you got good memory.
Hey, John, before you, because I think there's a few other things that I want to talk about. Sky Law, you kind of gave your thoughts. Sky, give me your thoughts on Clowney, because I actually have some thoughts, but I want to hear yours, Sky. What do you think that he brings to the team?
I think John hit on the head on the usage. My reservation would be, I personally think he comes in right now and he's your best edge. And take that for what you want. You know, that says more to me about the room than it says about Jadeveon Clowney. But I don't think he should be the guy that, you know, we shouldn't put so much pressure on him to save this room from a pressure and sack and playmaking standpoint. You mentioned maybe 20, 25 or 30 snaps ish. I think that'd be great, but I see Fowler snaps. I see Sam Williams snaps, and I'm just like, I'm okay if I don't see Fowler snaps and Sam Williams snaps right now. But I get we have to, because we don't have a ton of other options. So I know it's not going to be right now. I would start Clowney. Maybe not this week, maybe next week. I would start him.
Green Bay game, I would start him.
I would start him with Marshawn Kneeland. I mean, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler can be, you know, the guys behind Kneeland and Clowney. I think he brings pretty much what you have in the room. You have more of these in the room than you don't. Or in regards to power guys that can play the run, the Kneelands of the worlds, right? Sam Williams, although doesn't play the run well, but he's power rusher. Clowney's a power rusher. Obviously, your interior guy's power rusher. The difference is he has a know-how. I'll talk about that with the defensive tackles. He knows how to use his length, use leverage, use speed to bull rush. Not a huge bag, but doesn't need it. Veteran savvy guy. I think the difference with Carolina and Baltimore is he was playing with a bunch of dogs in Baltimore. He wasn't the focal point in Baltimore. He had defensive tackles that you had to pay attention to, like you do here, right? He had other rushers, the Kyle Van Noy's that also participated. The Owe, I believe is how you say
Jason Owe.
You know, they have dogs.
Owe.
Yeah, so you know, I wouldn't say we have that like he had in Baltimore, but there'll be games where I think you'll see a play from Jadeveon Clowney or two where it's like, oh, that's that Jadeveon Clowney of old. I just hate that we're probably going to put a high expectation on the veteran because we don't have a whole lot of guys that are giving us, you know, top end production down in, down out.
For me, it's great stuff right there, Scott. I love what he's going to do versus the run. I think that Sky hit on the head. Having him and Kneeland on the edges is going to be like those Saints teams. I remember it was so hard to run the ball against the Saints because they had ends that just crushed your tackles. So I think you'll get that. But the pass rush, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but I don't think that he's going to be just getting the edge every rep.
Right,
I mean, there's going to be times, it's going to look a lot like DeMarcus Lawrence, where there'll be games where he gets home. There'll be games where he's getting blocked as well. I mean, he's 32 years old, like you said, John. Right. He does look like he's in shape, John. He looks like he's in pretty good shape. Looking at his face and everything, he doesn't look like he has a chubby face or anything like that. So he looks like he's locked in, but again, off the couch. And mind you, he played good ball in Carolina. Right. I don't think the defense was bad. And it's yet to be seen if this defense is truthfully bad. I think it was really high against Philly, really low. Obviously, Philly, we're seeing what they're doing offensively. It hasn't been amazing, but we'll get to some of that. But as far as it goes with Clowney, I'm with Sky. Like, I don't know if especially Chicago's one thing, because they have a bad offensive line. So even what you're saying with Bland, John, I agree. Maybe you can get away with not playing him this game. But
he's playing, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Bland? No. Clowney can play. I was talking about Bland, not Bland. Yeah. Chicago, I think that, but then we said this about the Giants, so who knows? But anyway. But I did say that about I thought the Giants line was so bad. But I want to see Clowney get reps. I want to see Clowney get reps.
Chicago got my guy Darnell White on the right side, you know. So, but if you look at Marshawn Kneeland, right, and I had him comped as like a Cam Jordan. You guys remember him for the Saints, and possible he could be similar to even this guy that's here now, Jadeveon Clowney. In some type of form or fashion. I like this pickup with Jadeveon Clowney for these two reasons. Marshawn Kneeland and Donovan Ezeraku. I think that if he can just pour upon his wisdom and understanding of the game. This
fair,
would
bro.
help this out tremendously. Man, we should have ate up Hudson last game. We should have ate him up, man. We just couldn't take advantage of him. Because
So I have
not just Hudson and Bow. I mean, they kicked him out the game early. Third string left tackle was in there, and Russ was just comfortable as all hell. And that's not to say that they didn't pressure him at all. There was some pressure, right, interior and stuff like that. But 41 dropbacks, I would say 85, 90% of those, it didn't seem like he was bothered.
So I have all right, so John, because I want your guys' high-level thoughts on the game, and please talk about the defense, because I have a few thoughts on the pressure and the defense and it being married, because right now it's not married. The scheme is not married to what's going on, and we got to talk about that. But, John, is there anything else news-wise that you want to hit? I know Jerry talked today. Is there anything else that came out of that before we move forward?
No, we can move on. There's other things that I can weave into whatever other topics we're talking about with the game.
All right. I'm glad you said that. Let's move on. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about this Giants game because it's a mixed bag. I've heard it's better to win ugly than to lose pretty. We'll see when you guys talk, but I'm going to start with you, Sky. I want your full recap on the game. If you want to go offense or defense,
give me a side because it's both sides. It's too long. Give me a side.
No. Hold
on, Foots. Before you go there, are these conversations gloves on or gloves off? Because I've seen you get into fights, man.
Hey, my gloves coming off on this one. Okay, because I'm gonna take some crow. John.
Let's hear from John first. Let's go from John. John was at the game. John was, boots on the ground. I want to know the feel. Can we start with the defense?
We're gonna have a Teron Diggs conversation.
Yeah, let's start with the defense. If you don't mind, Foots.
Okay, go ahead. All right. One thing I want to talk about right off the beginning is that
right off the bat, John.
I felt like if I hadn't been at the game, I would have destroyed them. But because being by the locker room and seeing that the way that the guys were after that game, and obviously I've been around the team when they've won other games against, I don't know, awful Giants teams. It feels like it's been a decade. So I knew what to compare it to. And I don't know if it was just because of the Schottenheimer, first win, or just the fact that the way that they won the game and all that there is a part of me that thinks, as ugly as it was, that there can be some carryover from this, that you can get something from that. You can build some confidence off of, with a new coaching staff, that, hey, you were able to fight through this and found a way to win, even though it's a team I expect to be drafting in the top 5. So I didn't completely hate on them after the game because of a lot of that stuff. And also because I believe it's a quarterback league and that Dak is playing about as well as I've ever seen, at least confidence-wise, is about as well as I've ever seen him. So I didn't completely rip them like I was thinking as the game was going on, because it was, I'm not taking shots. I don't really care. I'm just telling you what I see. Like, the Giants are not good. That's my whole thing. And they haven't been for a while. And I knew that after watching them in the season opener, that this isn't any real different. And then when you can't even say after the game that Russ is going to be their starter, and then they're bringing in packages with Jackson Dart while Russ is maybe having the best game of his career. There's just a lot of things that the Giants do that opening series with all the penalties and how they shoot themselves in the foot. Like, there's no reason that you don't beat that team by 2 touchdowns. So you ain't lying. So there's parts of it where I'm like, I want to rip them for it, but it is a win, and let's see where this goes. It could easily be something we look back on and be like, yeah, we should have known in that game that this was not going to be a very good season. But maybe they get some confidence from that. They go to Chicago. All of a sudden you get 2 wins. And then, I don't know. I still don't think that they would beat Green Bay. But that was a game they had to win. They won it. I'll give them the credit for that. If you're talking about the defense, though, that back end, that makes no sense. There's only one thing you have to worry about on that Giants team, and that's Malik Neighbors. And I don't care that Russell Wilson is a great deep ball thrower. You never have a moment when Malik Neighbors is the furthest guy on the field. You always have somebody farther back. Let them beat you underneath. Who cares? Let them have to go down 15, 20 plays. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot with 14 penalties anyway. Let them go down. You should never let him get behind you like that over and over again. And so that was concerning, because that's not really like, I don't even need a coaching staff to tell me that. If it was like, hey, this is one of these weeks, we're not even going to let the coaches coach the players, you guys are going to coach yourself, you would think, hey, Nobody let neighbors get beat. He's the only guy. He's not beating us. And he did over and over again. So that immediately made me think of why I was watching that. Like, man, as bad as this stuff's going on right now with the Bears against the Lions, I'm like, I mean, if you're going to let Malik Neighbors do that, Roma Dunze will do that against you too. Like if I mean, that's the guy you got to take away. But if you're going to let that happen, and so that was
DJ Moore
was
isn't a bad player either.
DJ Moore, Luther Burden.
Dunze looks like the one that Caleb's guy a little bit more than DJ. So that's one reason I thought of him. But and a young receiver that you think a lot of, like that's the guy you have to stop, you know. And so defensively, there's just no excuses for that. And while I do think if Micah Parsons is on the team, they win that game more comfortably because he would have got pressures and things like that. When I hear the stuff about communication issues and stuff like that, we're not going to act like that stuff wasn't happening when he was on the team. We're not going to act that way. He was doing podcasts 2 days later, throwing coaches under the bus. We're not going to act like this is just something new because Micah Parsons is gone. It's not the case. DeMarcus Lawrence, all that. They've had these issues before, different coaching staffs, different defensive coordinators. So that's the concerning part. But I think that you get through this season, you go in the offseason with a plan of what you need to do. Linebacker and corner are very high on my list of positions that need to be upgraded in the offseason. I'm sure they will do that. I've said for my entire time covering the team, I would have traded up to take Derwin James over Leighton Vander Esch. They don't care to do that. They don't care to invest in safety. That's fine. So I'm not even going to think that they're going to invest in safety, but they will invest in corner and they will invest in linebacker. And I think that's obvious. That needs to happen.
Yep. Can I take the floor?
Go ahead.
Don, I love you, man.
Uh-oh.
Can I get my theme music?
What's your theme?
Somebody give me something. I don't know. Hold on. Give me something, bro. Give me something, guy.
Nah, I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing.
I'm looking in the camera. I'm gonna set my watch for 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
I'm got at 2 minutes.
Viral time.
A few people took a victory lap, especially with me, when they said that, "Oh, Foots, you don't like Trevon Diggs." Oh, I'm going right there. John knows. Sky, you don't have nothing to do. You're an innocent bystander. If you don't even want to show yourself on the tape,
no, I'm listening.
It's cool. I'm jumping out there. You people come back. Come on home. Because I told you. And now we're going to stand on it. If he's hurt, he shouldn't be out there. But if he's healthy and he's playing like that, you have serious issues. Now, I'll leave it there. But I'm telling you now, and I promise you now, Sky, he gets a few more games, and we got to start having a serious conversation about just how he moved, because I'm with John. I mean, it didn't take a rocket science to understand the ball's funneling to Malik Neighbors. He still ran past Diggs. I hear all this talk about zone man. Let me tell y'all something. I'm at a minute now. You played man, Russ would have threw for 600 yards. You can't, man coverage is a lot harder than people think. That's why in that Green Bay game, you had guys flying open. It's not easy. There's only like 5 true man corners in the NFL. Seriously. And that can just run. That, to me, playing man is like trying to guard. You are a Duke fan, John. Go guard Kyrie Irving 90 feet. It's not easy. And what they were doing, especially running around Malik Neighbors. Now, the communication and stuff like that, I get it on the back end. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you're running cover 4, you need to get in your drop and get on top of that receiver. And Diggs wasn't doing that. Like, he looked slow. And then when he's off, man, he's running right past him. So that's just Diggs.
So I'm about to say, you just spent 2 minutes on Diggs.
Bro. Oh no, hold on.
Oh, you got something for somebody else?
Wait, we got 2 more minutes on somebody. We're gonna go 2 minutes for each. Everyone that got cooked yesterday.
Hold on. Yeah, the problem is Diggs is being paid not to get cooked.
I don't care how much they getting paid.
Hold on. Hold on.
No, we gonna fight. We gonna
fight. Let me fight. Go ahead.
No, go. Just because
let me finish my.
Hey, if I hit you with a hook, bro, you gotta be able to absorb it.
No, because I got it. You gotta let me finish my dissertation first.
You said 2 minutes. You did 2 minutes on one person.
Yeah, I am, because a lot of people took a victory lap. Did I tell you you didn't take one? But a lot of people did. A lot of people did. No, you know why I'm taking. Hold on, time out. You know why I'm taking one on Diggs? Because he doesn't look good. And I said he wouldn't look good. That's why. He doesn't look good.
Back. You got a personal thing with the Diggs thing. In the
I don't have a personal thing. I'm telling you,
not Diggs in person, not Diggs in general. With Diggs and the fans, you got a little thing.
No, it's not a personal thing. He doesn't look like a good football player. He looked terrible. If we got to call a spade. You talk about it, and then if he's not 100% law, he shouldn't be out there. That's the problem. But guess what? He told the fans and the reporters that he is. So when you're giving up 450 yards to Russell Wilson, that's an issue, a big one. Now, let's talk about the rest of Elam. Let's talk about Elam. Elam is, but nothing else. He's not paid. Let's talk about it. Hold on. Because now I got to go past my 2 minutes. Now I got to go past my 2 minutes.
You went past 2 minutes.
I am, but you cut me off. You cut me off at a minute 50, so now I got to go.
I cut you off.
Yeah, you cut me off in a minute 50, so now I got to go further.
Penalty on me, extra 2 minutes.
Definitely a penalty. John, jump in there. Now, let's talk about Elam. Elam is giving so much cushion that pass rush isn't going to get home. And I don't know if they're letting these guys give cushion. I don't know but I do know this. If they're going to give that much cushion, teams are just going to go run 5 yards and turn around. So your rush isn't going to get home. And Elam, he's already arguing with fans, so he's not locked in. So that's an issue. And then Donovan Wilson has never been a roof safety. And then everybody wants Wanye Thomason. Why haven't 3 staffs played Wanye Thomas? Please tell me. Please. 3 staffs have said Wanye Thomas isn't good enough. I want to know. So, yes, Donovan Wilson isn't great, but they trust him over Wanye for some reason. That's my dissertation. Y'all have at it. Maybe Diggs will be better, but everybody in the chat box, Foots, you're a hater on Diggs. You hate Diggs. No, I don't. The truth of the matter is he didn't look good. And since 2021, what has Diggs really done? Did you say, man, you know what? Man, this dude is just locked in. Hasn't done anything. He hasn't. Tell me, I'm waiting.
He was very accountable after the game, though.
Great. I'm a hater. But guess what, John? At the end of the day, Malik Neighbors ran right past him in off coverage and in man coverage. So Chad can tell me whatever I want. I don't care. It is what it is. We are going to be talking about this cornerback room. All right, listen.
I just think that a lot of people praise CeeDee Lamb for being accountable after he struggled week 1. And I think that Trayvon deserves some credit for being accountable after week 2.
Bro, that was more than struggling. You give up 450 to Russell Wilson, we got issues, y'all. Big ones. I'm done. I told y'all.
You're right. I didn't know it was this serious. I missed the whole Diggs and Foots thing. I didn't know after a 450 passing yard day where the entire secondary was absolute garbage except Reddy Stewart that it was I didn't know you was focused. You was gonna focus on Diggs, but I get it now. I feel it from you, Foots. I feel it. So my bad.
Yeah.
I don't need to go in on Diggs. You did it all there. He did not play well. For me, I don't think we can gloss over 2 things you absolutely glossed over like it was no big deal. Communication was awful in the second. That was one of the main issues in that secondary. They did not know what they were doing because you know why? It goes back to the top of these things that we talked about in my other documentary. You're dealing with an entirely different version of personnel for a different scheme and trying to fit it into what Eberflus wants to do. These guys aren't 99% zone cornerbacks. They're just not. And then you cannot gloss over, oh, well, why hasn't Wanye Thomas played? And I guess they trust Donovan Wilson. Man, that. When you are getting cooked that much on the back end, that safety, you got to make a change. We ain't talking about the offense, but let me tell you why I like Shotty even more coming out of Sunday's game. Shotty was trying to run the ball. Instead of slamming his head against the wall early, he said, hold on. It's not working. Let's drop back. Let's try to get this ball to Pickens. Let's spam it a little bit. Let's throw the rock around. Let's open up the run via the pass. He didn't just keep banging his head against the wall. He adjusted, but he didn't abandon it. He came back to it. Flus just kept banging his head against the wall. Just kept dropping back, putting Dono back on the roof. He can't cover. You said it. First, we can't gloss over he can't cover, and it's no big deal. If he can't do it, put someone else in there to do it. If we don't believe in YN, and damn it, Bell. then damn it, whoever, I don't care. Put somebody else back there. Switch it up. You can't gloss over on man zone. That is a big deal. You cannot go 97% zone coverage on all but 2 dropbacks over the first 2 weeks and make no adjustments in doing it. That's coaching malpractice. And when you have coaching malpractice on top of talent that's getting cooked, you're going to get a 450-yard day like you saw on Sunday. So it is a collection of things for us that I can't just zero in on one. But if you wanted to rank or whatever, it seems like you got Diggs right there. For me, I think the malpractice of keeping Donovan Wilson there hurts you more than taking him out. I feel like you at least stop it one time if you take him out. And we ain't even talk about the pass rush. We're just talking about the secondary and the coverage and the scheme.
You guys give any benefit of the doubt at all to Eberflus just because of wherever he's gone? At least the defenses have been good. Yeah, so it gives you some like where you're like, well, maybe he'll get this thing figured out where it was hard to have that feeling in 2020 with Mike Nolan. You were just like, this thing has spun out of control and it's not getting back on the tracks. Like, I really do feel like if, like, say Zimmer wanted to coach and he was back, this was year 2, I think that they would have made improvements off of last year. But like, that's the one thing with like Eberflus' track record, not as a head coach, but as a defensive coach, is pretty good. And so that's why when they're not changing it up, they're not bringing more blitzes when they're not getting any pressure on Russell. Like, I'm kind of like, hey, this guy obviously knows 1,000 times more about defensive football than I do, but these things seem like obvious. Like, why aren't these things happening? Like you said, that bringing in a different player in a different situation. There has to be a reason, and he's not going to say it publicly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, he's very guarded on anything that he says, but it does leave you scratching your head because you're just like, I'm not saying I expect the defense to be like top 10 in the league, but I never expected it to look like that against that team.
I think for the record, I haven't called for Flus's job. Right. What I'm calling for is to see him make adjustments. He said, he admitted this. We adjusted because we had an entire new game in week 1. Yeah. If we remember correctly, prior to that, they scored on every single last possession. So, it was 7 out of the 9 quarters. The Cowboys defense has been, let's be real, shaky to say the least. Right? I'm being nice using that term. Pass defense, really, run defense has been pretty solid. But I am with you in that. I came into the season saying, hey, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because everywhere he's been, he's had a successful defense. So all my ire is about just week 2, y'all. My ire isn't that, oh, this is how it's going to be forever. Just week 2, it was gross that you just kept getting worked and you did nothing to try to switch it up. I know Foots, I'm not asking him to play all man, all game, but damn, not one time.
Yeah.
4th and 4 Foots, we're dropping back. We're 7, 8, 9, 10 yards off the ball on 4th and 4 for the game, and we playing and what was that? I don't know. Cover 4, I don't know what it was because they didn't know what it was.
They didn't know what it was.
Come on.
So most coverage, most zones end up turning man, right? Yeah. I think that people don't. Not this I know as a
man under zone. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
When I say zone principles, let me say that. When there's a man in your zone, it ends up being your man. Like, you have to, that's all this zone is, right? But it's a vision-based defense, so that is what it is. I'm not attacked. Diggs played bad, right? But you expect Diggs at least to understand and have the wherewithal that they're only trying one thing. Everybody on this panel understands who Russell Wilson is. Right. So if you want to blame coaching on that, cool. We know he's going to throw heaven balls. The problem is they kept doing the same thing and you had no answer. That's on players. We keep saying the coaches. The players have to go out there and make a play. Like, I get that.
How are you just putting it all on the play? It's on both.
It's a little bit. Bro, what do you both,
listen? This is what you said out of your mouth. I quote. That's not on
Can you let me? Can you let me finish? No, I'm not saying it. Look, no. We're not gonna fight. I'm gonna let you make your point. You're gonna let me make mine. This is what I'm telling you. If you understand that all they're winning. They won. I said when they won on seams and cut split seams and 9 balls. That's how they beat you all game. What do you want the coaches to do? If they're calling cover 4, get your ass over the top. That's basic football. I've been coaching, bro. I've been coaching a long time. Go get, like, we're sitting here making an excuse for these players. They need to go out and play better. Period.
Sure.
They need to play better, and it's week 2. I saw so many people. Time out. I saw so many people who said, you know what? Let's fight. Why isn't Matt Eberflus bringing more pressure? For what? To get home? To not get home? They were throwing the seams. The tight ends were open. What are we doing? These guys played with no awareness. That was the first thing that I threw out in my notes. No awareness. That ball that rained over the top to Malik Neighbors late in the game, where is our awareness on Elam? And what are we doing? Where is our awareness as football players?
Where else is he going to go in that situation? Yeah. That's like the only thing that can beat you.
Like, what are we doing? You could have played prevent. He still ran past you. Do you guys understand? And if you're an off man, you have a head start. Bail, get out of there. That's what I'm saying still. Like, they have to go play the game. I'm with you. You expect Diggs, if nothing else, to understand that. Hell, I would have rather him do what Elam. Now, Elam still got cooked, but I would have rather him. You're already an off man and 10 yards off the ball, and you still let him run past you. Then when you're in a 3-yard, we call this when you're in a hard deck. He was a hard deck defender. Dog, Neighbors gave him no type of move. Russell Wilson threw it right over his head. That was early on in the game. I said, oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible. So I'm not saying that Matt Eberflus is, a great, amazing defensive coordinator. No, but players have some type of
in your opinion on this, Foots, who played worse? Who played it worse? The safeties or the DBs or the cornerbacks, basically?
Bro, it was both. It's literally even. But do you expect? Let me ask you the question. Let me ask you this question, Law. Who's the best player in your secondary? I'm gonna talk to you, Law. Who's the best player in your secondary?
Man, as of now, the most healthiest guy could be Kyrie Elam. But right now, your best alleged player is Trayvon Diggs.
Okay, so Law. So you don't think that Diggs is healthy?
I don't think that he's 100% full to go. I've seen Diggs with recovery speed, get up under those and pick those balls off many of times, but he don't have ways of getting back under the recovery once he is if you leave it, he's even, right? So what I'm looking at with Matt Eberflus defense for right now, like you said, and like what Scott said, and what everybody's seeing right now, at some point, we got to get our guys a little bit closer to redirect, knock them off of their route so that these guys won't get comfortable. Wan'Dale Robinson, I like his skill set coming out of college, but he's a guy that if you redirect, get into his face, throw him off of his route, he will not run those crispier routes like he was doing the other night, or the other day. So we didn't do none of those. We never challenged the wide receivers, and that's why everybody was running with free releases, in my opinion. I could be 1,000,000% wrong, but from what I'm saying is that we can't just get too lackadaisy or whatever you said.
Lackadaisical.
Lackadaisy. I can't talk today. You can't get too lackadaisy and allow these guys to have free releases. They'll kill you every time.
So I think my issue is if Diggs was in their face, because if you're in their face, you're probably playing with some type of press, unless you're playing like a man under and you're sitting there in the flats. If Diggs was in Malik Neighbors' face, it would have been worse, especially with how quick he is. If he didn't get the jam, if he didn't land hands, Malik Neighbors really would have ran past him even worse.
But Foots, you were saying earlier that this defense is not married, right? So what we were talking about marriage is also with Russell. If he know for sure that this guy's a tighter on that particular release, or if he's on him, then maybe we can get him to pat the ball a little bit more. If we get pressure, maybe we can knock him off of his mark there so that he can throw the ill-advised throw. But with Russell, with no pressure, plus with the free releases, the wide receivers know where they're going at for those soft zones. That's why he was able to pick us apart. I think that by us not having pressure up front or getting to the edge on a consistent basis, it allowed Russell to cook. And we saw the old version of Russell. But next week, I bet you my bottom dollar that the Giants won't even come close to 30 points against that Kansas City Chiefs defense. Because watch how they play them.
A better defense.
Yeah, better defense. But
one thing I just want to add real quick. The other thing that was really disheartening is like how on all these deep balls, I think it was 7 explosive plays. How is there just not even, I don't know, pass interference? You were beaten that bad. You couldn't even get, I mean, look at when Pickens was beating guys. They're like, all right, we're going to just pull this guy down. We're not going to, there's not even a pass. You weren't even in position to even get a penalty on that.
Elam tried.
Yeah. and you know what's another part is too when we even go to cover 2, our hook area
caught the
is
ball
so
with his
wide
eyes
open.
closed. That was crazy.
Yeah, he caught the ball like
that was badass.
But fortunately, he didn't get the penalty and dropped the ball, or the game's over.
Yeah,
we don't have enough time probably to. I don't even know where to begin to rebuttal with you there, Foots, because it was all over the place. But you did say some good things. But I got some questions.
Let's go. I mean, I don't see how I'm all over the place. I'm literally telling you, like we get.
When I say all over the place, I mean I'm not saying you're not. I didn't say you're wrong. I was trying to debate with you in the middle of your points because I knew you were going to go, and I just can't get to everything. So, as a coach, if a player is constantly getting worked, what do you do?
All right, so I'm glad you brought this up. So,
if a player's a liability out there, like all game, what do you do? So,
for me, if we being completely honest, I probably would have pulled Diggs, bro. I'm just like I'm dead serious. I know everybody doesn't believe in Foots is crazy, and it was horrendous. And at the end of the day, right, we're gonna blame Donovan Wilson on that play when I saw the play. It was 3-by-1. Donovan Wilson was the post safety. So the number 2. Go ahead.
Are we absorbing Donovan Wilson's blame?
No, not at all. Okay, I was gonna go through every big play.
So Donald,
Mo, why don't you come to the press conferences and ask some better questions?
Oh, brother,
I'd love to hear that.
I'm not even looking at the chat. I know they're probably.
I'd love when people talk about like the questions we ask, because I love when new people come in there and
chat. I'm everything. I apologize.
All that tough talk, and then they show up and they just ask some awful question. But thanks for the productive responses there. I appreciate that.
Number one, let me say
you should come over there and ask.
I'm not gonna be flowers on this podcast. So if you don't like what I'm saying, or y'all hate me, or y'all don't think I'm talking, then leave. Period. Like, I love y'all, respect y'all, but I'm not gonna be flowers.
This is passion. No, this is passion, man.
I'm not even looking. I don't know what's going on in the chat.
Everybody not gonna agree with our stuff, so just don't let it get to you.
We're debating. John, just
just as bad as our cornerbacks and DBs or safeties, our linebackers can't cover nothing, man. So especially in the hook area, I think that we can come down and hit and field. We can hit. We can stop the run, but we terrible in coverage.
I'm gonna tell you what Donovan Wilson did do good. He tackled Cam Scatterbo when he was running to our defense. But nobody else wanted to. Like, just being real. He was running hard, bro. Like, at least he got him to the ground.
Tough to bring down.
It was a battle. Nah, he is. So with Flus's malpractice to me is using Dono on the roof. That was not smart. You got to use him down by the box. He's better in the box. So that's not knowing your personnel and not using your personnel correct. I will give you that still.
So yeah, I mean,
to me with Diggs, you are expecting. I know he's hurt, like Law said, but you are expecting Diggs to play better than this. I'm not leaving that alone. Stop, bro.
I got questions, boys.
Okay, go get to your question. Get to your question.
I ain't even going crazy. I don't even know if I should ask him, but so the question about what you do if a player get cooked was not about Diggs, to be honest with you, because in a vacuum, Diggs is better than Donovan Wilson, correct?
Yes. All right. You would think.
All right. So if you got two guys out there that you believe is getting cooked, then let me alter the damn question. As a coach, if you have a player that you believe is being put in a position to not succeed and it's not working, what do you do with said player?
As a coach, if you have a player that was put in a position to succeed,
that he's not good at and it ain't working, what do? You
That's
change,
tough.
Right?
That you change.
Right. So earlier you said when someone asked the question, is it corners or DBs? It's both. I said, why can't that same, well, I was trying to tell you, why can't we have that same energy about coaching and the players?
Because your coach is only, go ahead.
I'll ask it again. Why can't we have that same energy about coaches and the players?
I for sure have that energy with Matt Eberflus. The problem is that Matt Eberflus has been here for 2 weeks, or this is his second game.
He's been here since January.
Okay, cool. So your energy is for the coaches, correct, Sky?
My energy for everybody. Everybody got the smoke.
Okay, let me ask you this: what would you have done defensively with Diggs?
You keep going back to Diggs.
What would you have done defensively with the back end? I wouldn't
have pulled Diggs out the game.
What would you have done with the back end?
I would have sat Donovan Wilson's ass down. I would have mixed up coverages. I would have not had Jack Sanborn running 30 yards down the field.
That's not how coaching works. You put in plays. These guys execute these plays at practice. You just don't say, "Oh, let me just go to Madden and just change my whole scheme." These guys, if they've seen them do it, if they've done it, but that's not how coaching works. Let me tell you this: if you're a spread team, you just don't automatically get into power or under center. That's why the Commanders don't get under center. That's not how coaching works. You see these guys do it at practice. You don't just go ahead. You did the same thing to me. I'm answering your question. Go ahead.
Foots, you're outing yourself right now, Foots.
Outing how?
Because you're a coach.
I am a great one.
Or towards the coaches.
No, it's not. Diggs should know that, bro. It's not to Diggs is of all players should know I can't let Malik Neighbors beat me. What's so hard to get about that?
So when things aren't working as a coach, Foots, do you not make an adjustment?
Bro, they have to. I just told you, man. I just told you, man, wouldn't have worked.
I don't think that they have that much confidence in the other guys, or they would have put him in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Maybe I don't have the.
I don't think that Eberflus is going. Dono's a captain. We got to keep him out there. I think that they're like, this is bad, but this is the best we got to work with.
Sure.
And I agree with you, John, on that one.
But do you just not do anything different or switch it up at all? That's what I'm saying. As a coach, I'm asking you as a coach. If it's constantly not working, do you not have an ace up your sleeve?
Probably some pressures. Probably,
but it did work though. They got all those stops in overtime.
Yeah, they did. They did do that.
There it is. I love when they bring that up, and I love when they say, "Well, they paid their guys too." Those are my favorite.
Yeah. Okay, and the other thing I had, because I had to write down before I forgot. So to me, how many completions? 33, 31, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. 30-some completions. Numbers. It wasn't just all bombs. We have a bend but don't break defense, and they took advantage of that too. We have to remember they got a bunch of field goals in that first half, even in the third quarter. But they were driving the ball down the field. So kudos to the red zone defense when it stepped up. But it wasn't just bombs, Foots. They were taking advantage of the soft spots and the off coverage and things like that. So we don't know this, but I would love to know what the technique teachings are, because I didn't see a cornerback lay a hand on a receiver all game at the line of scrimmage. And I don't think that is because of said player. When it's one player, maybe. When it's the entire defensive backfield, that to me sounds like a plan. It doesn't sound like because think about it. If you see it as a coach you're like, I'm seeing this on the field, or I'm seeing this on the tape, bro, you didn't touch him. Put paws on his ass, and he's still not doing it. I find that hard to believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then it's also this coaching suicide. You bench Trayvon Diggs, right? And we end up losing this game, and the other guy began to become looking even worse than what Trayvon Diggs was looking like. How you gonna explain to Trayvon
You're not
Diggs
benching Trayvon Diggs because I
was talking about for what Foot said to bench him. You know,
I would have pulled him in a heartbeat. Doesn't look right. Can't run.
If they had Bland and Revel, they probably would have done something like that. But
they can't run. I don't care what the stat says. I don't care what nobody says. I know what I'm looking at. So at the end of the day, bro, everybody talking about putting.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Okay, they didn't.
I thought you said he looked good last week.
If I did, okay, he didn't look good this week. So we'll let it play out. But what I'm telling you is that was such a disgusting performance, and everybody's gonna sit here and say, Foots is crazy. He done. Yeah, but your top corner is paid to be better than that. So I'm starting with him. I started with him. You started with him, and that's all it is. I gotta give me one quick. Y'all keep going. I gotta go do something. But at the end of the day, my adjustment would have been get him off the field. He didn't look good. He couldn't run. You keep talking about putting hands on him, bro. He would have got beat. Neighbors would have had 250 yards. They can't run. Right. Versus Diggs. Diggs is supposed to be a lockdown corner, correct, Sky?
I'm not just talking about Diggs, though. Like I said, there's 450 yards. All 450 yards wasn't on Diggs. You know what I'm saying? He got the smoke. What else would I need to say? You gave him the smoke. I'm trying to allocate the rest of this thing because you don't get 450 put on you because of one person. There was miscommunications. There was breakdown in coverage. The first big bomb, 3rd and 24, had shit to do with Diggs. That started this whole thing. You got beat. Tampa 2 beater got beat. You got out coached too, by the way. You also got out coached. They looked at that film. I went and watched the Philly film and to confirm what I thought at first, which was only reason why Philly ain't work your ass the same way is because Jalen Hurts is not a scan the field progressive guy. And what's his name? Patuna, whatever the new OC is, they weren't calling plays to do so. Where Dayball had a game plan to attack this soft zone defense, and also said, which we're not talking about either, because all this is secondaries talk, brother. You talk about Marion. You don't got a pass rush. And if you ain't got a pass rush, it's going to make everything else look bad when you throw the ball as well. So you just got peanut butter, no jelly. Offense look good. Cereal, no milk. Defense can't cover, can't rush. They can stop the run a little bit. But in this modern NFL game, you also have to be able to stop the pass, right? And it's just one game. I don't think it'll be 450 every week, but that one was gross. And to me, coming away from that game, I'm sitting here like, why didn't they switch some things up? But they got stops, like you said, in the overtime game. But just from there to overtime was just eye-opening.
Man.
And it's going to be even worse if that happens again on Sunday, because if you factor in just where everything's been in Chicago these first 2 weeks, it's like the early plays have been working. They've been scoring early. But as long as the game goes on, it's just that Bears offense just keeps looking more and more lost. It's like they have that initial game plan. Everything is working. It's clicking. And then as the game goes on, like Caleb's not effective at all. If he's out there dicing them up in the 3rd and 4th quarter, that's going to look terrible.
What year was it, John, when we had to score 30 points to win every game? At least 30.
I kind of feel like this, like this season. I feel like 2020. There's a lot of 2020 vibes in this season.
Under Dak.
Yeah, that you had that wild watermelon kick game to beat the Falcons. Reminded me a lot of this one. Dak was playing great in that season before he got hurt against the Giants. And obviously it was a new coaching staff, just like this is a new coaching staff right now. So those are the ones that
Romo too. Don't forget, we had, I think from 2010 to maybe 2013, we just had to air that thing out, score a bunch of points. It was pretty bad during those.
I just didn't think that even without Mike, I did not think this defense would be this bad.
But you know what?
If they look this way, if they played and looked as bad as they did on defense against, let's say, like Green Bay or even week 1 in Philadelphia, I'd be like, well, those are the 2 best teams in the NFC, whatever. Like this, I'm telling you, that Giants team is gonna be a top 5 pick again. Like that team is not good.
And again, I'm not saying it's the lead, but we're also burying it. The Giants offensive line is atrocious, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 3rd string tackle. There was a bunch of backups up front, and you couldn't pummel them. You couldn't. And so that was concerning too. I know the coverage was atrocious as well. The miscommunications back there, the play, it was just, but the pressure just to me was just like, wow, we can't beat these dudes. I thought for sure I was wrong. I'll tell you that right now. I came into this game all thinking we were going to pressure the quarterback with ease.
It only takes three things to make a trend, right? So we only seen 2 games so far, and I'm coming up with this mindset that maybe we do miss Al Harris on the way he coach and teached up the secondary to be a little bit more physical, maybe because he used to play the game and he knew how to really get into the psyche of these guys. If we get to look like what we did last week again, then it's going to be a trend. So let's see if we can correct this and get this thing all rectified.
Al Harris on the other sideline.
Oh yeah, that's so right.
Yeah.
With Nashawn Wright over there, by the way.
Nashawn Wright. Things would have been different on Sunday if he was still a Cowboy.
I like I said, start this whole thing. You have personnel from multiple other schemes, multiple other philosophies, trying to mesh with a going from man almost exclusively from 2021 to 2023. Then in 24, trying to mesh it and mix this and that. And now you got predominantly zone. Yeah, there's going to be some growing pains, but I didn't see it. I didn't see this happening against that team. You know what I mean? I just did not see it. An offensive line that bad. A Russ who is washed, although he's a veteran, he could throw the ball. I didn't see that coming, man. So I got blindsided by it for sure. And I don't think it's because of 1 or 2 specific things. I think it is a collective cluster F of what happened on Sunday. Point blank
You
period.
know what, Scott? It's going to be a high scoring game this week because of the fact I looked at the Bears defense. He's 31st ranked in the National Football.
Yeah, that's my
that's
my project
Johnson.
today. The Bears, and you know what's crazy? I don't know if we want to get on it because we do it Thursday.
Yeah, you do it Thursday. Yeah,
it's crazy to say this right now. Your offensive scheme looks just like the Lions. It looks almost identical. Now they got some other cool plays they carried over from Ben Johnson. So your scheme matches up very well with what the Bears want to do on defense, and that is not a good thing for the Bears. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think that Russell Wilson, he looked at the pre-snap looks, and
he's a veteran, man.
Yeah, he's a veteran. Y'all got any other thoughts on the team?
Were you guys being this negative right after the game?
I was.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll be honest. I mean,
well,
I'm probably getting called
the defense, John. Yeah, what do we do?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I was wondering.
Offensively, I was encouraged, but
here's my thing, right? I just look at it and I say, you have a big issue in the secondary, and I think it's the personnel, and I think that this is what I was saying. With Elam, it just looked like once he lost confidence, and now he's on Twitter or wherever, Instagram, trying to prove his point to fans. So he's already mentally he's gonna struggle. I can just tell you that now. I can because as a corner, if you're already defending yourself, that's the
scary part, the confidence with him.
Confidence, yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like he is.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm just saying
he's gonna. If you already as a corner or on Twitter. To me, the problem
that is kind of the DNA of a defensive back, though.
But let me ask you this, though, John. Do you think that you have
to? You throw that ball 15 yards out of bounds after you've been getting cooked, and you want to do seatbelt celebrations and put guys in the box and stuff. I mean, that position that's pretty much on par. Like they're usually not. I've never been around any player that was more like that than Orlando Scandrick, where you're just like that chip is on his shoulder even when they're not playing. So. I think the social media being even more popular than it was 10, 15 years ago, you're only going to see more of that. That's not going away.
Yeah.
Get off. You're about to see, if you haven't seen it yet, you're about to see Trayvon Diggs in social media too.
Hey, let's give Mo NYC.
I'll talk about it behind the scenes if y'all ain't seen it already, but yeah.
Give Mo some
attention.
Attention.
What was there something that just happened?
Yeah,
he just needs my attention. He's saying my name all.
He pulled an Elam, except for he wanted someone's DMs to pull the Elam, and they exposed him.
So here
he got in his feelings because he got called out by a mini celebrity, whichever how you feel about it, and that celebrity happens to be a comedian, which you should never try to come at a comedian, and they cooked him. And it's making its way around the Instagram.
Bubba Dub and
you talking about Diggs, right?
Yeah, Diggs. Yeah.
So I mean, Diggs and Elam are on the internet this week, and it's
I put my cover over it, but it's crazy. Yeah,
my thought about corner is you have to have thick skin. Like you can't.
You gotta have that ability to bounce back, right? That's what I like about Bland. Bland will lose a rep, but Bland bounces back. It feels like Elam got more Anthony Brown.
Internet, bro.
Do y'all think that Bland is worth 400 yards? Because without Bland, if Bland come back and we never see 400 yards, Bland gonna be defensive player of the year.
Let me say this, though. I don't think the slot. I know it sounds funny because the seam killed you, but I think that was more miscommunication between the safety issue. I think you got worked on the edge with Elam and Diggs and miscommunication with behind or not knowing what they're in or whatever, or maybe not even miscommunication, just flat out just not knowing what the hell's going on and getting worked. But I think Reddy Stewart was fine. Yes, I think he was your best.
I said he was the best one, but
so I'm not saying
Wan'Dale Robinson going for 168 is scary. Like Wan'Dale Robinson is like,
oh my God.
That's not good. That's what I'm just like. People can call me what I want. I don't care the hell.
Who's disagreeing with that? Everybody in the chat. Is anyone disagreeing with Wan'Dale Robinson?
I gotta say, hold on, real quick.
Sucks.
Real quick,
though,
you
that's not good.
Just for a second, just look at it from the other side, though, real quick, though. Russ had the game of his life.
Yeah.
That Wan'Dale Robinson, Malik Neighbors, all of that. The Cowboys team is obviously not like this is like some loaded team. If you're the Giants and you're a Giants fan, like what are you thinking right now?
You're pissed.
Oh yeah.
You think switching over to Jackson Dart's about to get the train back on the tracks? I mean, what are we doing? Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
I guess let's flip it to the offense. If y'all don't
before we flip it to the offense, man, because we was sleeping on the offense. You want to let them know about our wonderful sponsor for the season, that is Sleeper there, Foots.
Yeah, Sleeper. I probably need some sleep. Yeah. Let me see.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code HMA. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Y'all make sure y'all hit that link in the description and get that 100% deposit match up to $100. I was one pick off on my sleepers on my chat. I was one pick off. Russ. I did not have Russ throw for no damn 400
yards.
I took the less and Russ cooked me. Use the promo code HMA. And you're right. I happen to look over because I've been trying not to too much. Hey Mo, we are sorry. My goodness, big dog. Chat. We're trying to hold a show here for you, trying to entertain y'all and give y'all the info over here. My bad. Trust and believe me, I got nothing but love for y'all. Nothing but love for you, baby. So relax, Mo. We got, man. Shouts out to you. I appreciate you.
We got you, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about this offense, guys. So the offense kind of started slow. What did you guys think about the offense as far as how Dak's playing, how Javon? We talked about Javonte Williams. I think that that was another guy who in the offseason I said, give him a chance. Fans like, nah, he's not really great. And he's been playing good so far. It's early. He looks like he's back from the injury. What did you guys think about the offense?
Pretty clear that, like we've talked about before, there's a lot of stuff, obviously, that Brian Schottenheimer talked about with Jerry.
Hold on. Now I'm in the chat now. Small said Diggs was playing terrible on offense.
Blue magic.
They're coming for you now.
I mean, listen, that's cool. This what I don't get about the chat, right? These the same ones. No. You put it out there. So now we're gonna talk about it. Don't say move. Don't nobody. Now we're gonna give it the smoke that it deserves. Don't say Foots is a hater. Don't say Foots, you hate Trevon Diggs. Look, he came back healthy. Look, Trevon Diggs is ready. And then now when he plays like that, then y'all say Foots doesn't know football. He's not for the Cowboys. He doesn't know anybody. He doesn't know football. He doesn't know scheme. Bro, I'm out there 3 days a week with kids and have been for the last 7 years. I know the game. So you guys can't have it both ways. When I said he wasn't ready, nobody wanted to believe me. Right or wrong, John? Now he's playing bad, and everybody's like, oh, Foots is bad on offense and defense. Which way do y'all want it? I'll be the heel on this show. Foots is an idiot. He doesn't know anything. Cool. That's my name. No. You went back there, guys. So now we're gonna go there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's pull up the comments. Let's make this one.
Y'all,
no ball. Thanks, Blaze.
Y'all making me y'all extending my life.
My bad.
Y'all helping me out.
Do Foots no feet? Foots. No. How old is Foots? No, because at the end of the day, we gotta be held accountable. That's called life. That's what I tell my kids and my parents. So at the end of the day,
man, I love this.
If a player isn't ready, because Law, you told me too, right?
Yeah,
Diggs may not be ready. He's not ready, right?
Sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I was just
No. Can't have both ways still. Now he wasn't. He's not ready. I can't even laugh about it. I can't laugh because I get attacked. John, they attack me.
Oh, brother, what you think they do to all of us on our shows when we do the live stream?
No. But in all seriousness, when I said this, y'all didn't want to listen to me. Now he goes out and Wan'Dale Robinson. Did anybody know who Wan'Dale Robinson was before this game? Because guess what? He had 168 yards against this Cowboys secondary. Roma Dune said, get ready.
My bad, John. I was just trying to throw a little lighthearted.
Now we're gonna talk about Cam Scatterbo.
Scatterbo, baby.
Hey, Donovan Wilson did tackle him, John.
Sometimes.
I think he wants to be tackled. He runs two guys to hit them. I don't think he runs away from contact. I think he wants contact. No, but what I was going to say is it's very clear that some part of Schottenheimer talking to Jerry about getting this job was how much more involved he was going to get Cavante Turpin. And I mean, if Turpin doesn't leave that game, he might have a career game. I mean, the way how much they were targeting him surprised me a little bit. Because when you have George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, I just feel like one of them should always be, especially with how confident Dak's playing right now, where like even when some of these guys are doubled, some of the throws he's making, I feel like you can throw to George Pickens and CD on every single play. Yeah. But that's the big positive you take from this game is that whole deal is just scratching the surface. Like, I don't think the way that Pickens is playing right now with Dak is the way it's going to look 5-6 weeks from now. Like, I think that thing's going to keep growing. I think that they have to get on the same page on a few things. But if teams are going to just keep grabbing him and they're going to get those pass interference penalties like that, like the Cowboys will take that all day long. Like the passing game, I mean, it is kind of what we thought it would be, right? You know, as long as you have somewhat of a running game, you don't have to have a great running game, but as long as you have the running game they've had so far,
complimentary.
Yeah, no, it's been good. And honestly, like, I don't even think Jake Ferguson has really played that great. Like, I think there's plenty of room for him. Like, there's catches there's
more.
He made the big catch to set up the field goal to
and at the end of the game,
overtime, but like he can play even better than that. So it's not like that they're maxed out. Like, I think there's a lot left there. But I did think of you guys in that big moment when Dak decided that the game's on the line, that they're going to throw to Jalen Tolbert. And I was like, I'm sure you guys love that.
Yo, man, I said a few choice words to Dak Prescott and for Jalen Tolbert. He got to stop attacking these ancillary guys. I think that you give your playmakers a shot. I get it. Lamb dropped the ball last week multiple times. But I think that the order of operation should be Lamb, Pickens, and then Jake Ferguson, or as well as Cavante Turpin when healthy. And I think that Dak Prescott is still ramping up to get into rhythm. I just go back to what year was it? 2023 that Dak didn't really get into rhythm until week 6 or week 7. So if we already leaning towards that way now, boy, this is going to be an MVP year for him and comeback player of the year and all of those things. But this offense, I think that this offense is literally a few things away. I think even though I like Javonte Williams, I think we still need a different change of pace running back.
For sure.
No doubt.
I just not really giving all of that trust to Sanders right now. Even though he scored the touchdown, it still gave me a heart problem.
That's fair long. Yeah.
I think your big four showed up in your I don't want to call them auxiliary pieces, but your skill guys. Pickens, Lamb, Turpin, Ferg. They all were massive in this game at some point, form, or fashion, right? Pickens obviously had the game-winning touchdown. Lamb had many clutch catches. Ferg had a bunch of clutch catches too in that second half. And then Turpin, like you said, I think he doesn't get hurt. He has a career day. I mean, I don't know if he got hurt. You know, Turpin does that shake shit when he scores, so he might have shook his neck or something. Merton Hanks, I don't know. But having him out there is massive because what he does for this offense with the pre-snap motion and post-snap action, teams are, I'm not saying they aren't honoring it now, but teams are really going to have to say, okay, his dude can get the ball at any moment. So we really are going to be running with this yo-yo, this orbit, this jet. Like, he's going to cause so much more trouble by not even touching the rock. So I'm so glad that he's available. And
hey, I'm pretty sure both injuries, BB and Turpin, I'm almost positive both of them happened on special teams.
Special teams?
Yeah.
I hope we get Turpin back sooner rather than later. He's a huge part of this offense. Because in the fourth quarter, what happened, the reason why you're going to Tolbert right there, because it ain't Turpin, right? And so it's Tolbert out there. And to be fair to Dak.
Okay, yeah.
To be fair, catch the damn ball, Tolbert.
Right.
I mean, he puts it right there.
He put it right there.
You know, now the one where he threw short, I'd rather that be of Ryan Flournoy or something that could break tackles. Why is Tolbert out there on kick returns? That's a whole nother discussion. But I think your big four skill guys all showed up. And then, of course, Dak Prescott, you know, was Dak Prescott. I do think I think a lot of people are kind of like, all right, man, they don't want to say MVP. They don't want to say, because it ain't, Cowboys are 1-1. It's still 2 touchdowns. It's not like MVP numbers, but the actual play to play, boy, looking the best I've ever seen him to start a season. Not counting, you know, playing the Dolphins in week 2 in 2019 and all that other stuff. He looks even better than 2020 when he started off for, you know, about to break 6,000 yard mark. He looks in total command. He's mobile. This looks like I'm not trying to blow smoke.
Okay.
This is reminding me of a Drew Brees type veteran type of management in the pocket. When Drew Brees, you go look at year 9 to like 14 or whatever it is for Drew Brees, just total command, just total command and accuracy and pinpoint delivery. And you really couldn't stop Drew. Even in the 8 and 8 years, you couldn't stop Drew Brees until his arm got shot. And it's like right now with Dak, as long as it's, I don't even say blocked up because he was cooking and it wasn't blocked up. As long as you're not screwing yourself over with penalties, turnovers, or just straight pressure right up his face with, right away, I have the utmost confidence he's going to deliver that rock where it needs to be. And that's a great thing. Oh, by the way, before I'm done, the run game, like you said, complimentary. I can't get into all the details, but it is a complimentary run game. Absolutely right, Law. We need that second guy. I love what Javonte Williams is bringing, but Javonte Williams is not a number one back. You need, when I say number one back, I mean, he's going to 25 touches a game for all season. He needs a complimentary player so he can help him. Because if you get that dude, somebody like a Jordan Blue involved, oh man, this run game now goes from being efficient to being a weapon.
It was going to remind you of the Detroit from last year, those type of things. But one thing I got to ask John right quick before you go, Foots. I thought all turnovers were reviewable.
Yeah, I know.
What happened? What happened with that?
Yeah, I have no idea. They don't know either. Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer said he thought for sure that was going to be something that they reviewed, and
that was crazy.
And it didn't happen. So I don't know. I also didn't know that one team can commit 8 penalties, but if you commit one, that it just wipes all those out either. But hey, you learn something.
That was nice.
That was crazy too.
I mean, as far as I know, that CD flag was just like some taunting stuff, like sitting on the ground. Like, how is that even offsetting to a type of personal foul, like a hit to the head or a late hit on a quarterback? Like, I don't even understand how those would wipe each other out. It's almost like one of those things where I feel like when something like that happens, all the refs come together and you talk about, okay, so this is what we have here, this is what we have here, this is what we have here. All right, well, what did he do? Because whatever he did over there is going to wipe out all of this. This is a lot.
Yeah.
So is it worth that? And if it's just him on the ground, that's ridiculous.
It wasn't worth that. It 100% wasn't worth that. I was told, and I don't know if this is true, but by a referee who said they take the worst of each penalties on each side, and if it is as equal or something like that, then it offsets. And I wonder if that's what it was. I don't know the rules. This is what a ref told me, and it's not an NFL ref, but he's ref for a long time in his life, and it was under his belief that because I was a personal foul and they had a personal foul, it offsets no matter what the other penalties are. And I think that's kind of crazy to me. But
yeah, a personal foul that could potentially injure a player's
versus
actual body versus a personal foul that could hurt their feelings. Like that's not the same thing. Sorry.
He pointed guns at him, I guess,
I mean, and I think he said something because he did that at first and the guy didn't throw it. And then all of a sudden they kept talking and then he threw it. So I'm thinking he said
by the
something.
way.
Yeah.
But you might want to share what was said there so that we know, because you have these 3 other penalties that really are going to offset everything, like off of one thing. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
But by the way, yes, a soft ass penalty. What the hell are you doing, CD? Get up.
Yeah, what's going on?
You did nothing, bro. You did nothing. You didn't you didn't break them or nothing like that. You got lucky with a holding call. The ball wasn't even catchable. Get your ass up. Get to the huddle. Why are we sitting here celebrating? It's the equivalent of seat belting when the ball's overthrown 15 yards and it hits, as my guy Voch would say, Pam Oliver on a damn sideline, and you doing seat belts. Get your ass up and get to the huddle, man.
Again, not a player, so I can't relate. And I've been watching this now for, like I said, 10 years. Like I don't know if I would ever celebrate if I did anything against the New York Giants right now. Like you've won the last 14 games that Dak's been on the 14 games in this league of parity is insane. This is, I hate when they bring up those stats and be like, this is the first time they did that since 1970. The rosters were so lopsided that I can see how stuff like that happened in 1970. Today, that should never happen. And so that there's almost like, there's very little that I would really get that crazy about if I'm the Dallas Cowboys and I'm beating the New York Giants. There's very
John,
little.
You got to put yourself in you're in the heat of the moment, the battle, like celebrating an actual legitimate play. Yes, I get that. I don't care if we're playing an 0-17 team. I'm going to get mine. Yeah. I just trucked you. Yeah, I just mossed you. What you going to do about it? I mean, that's cool. That's competitive spirit.
I guess the way I'm looking at it is like, if I'm as talented as CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens, Like there's nobody on that defense that like I'm just on a so different level than you that I don't even care. Like you're not going to be the guy that even gets me fired up. I'm good.
I mean, that's what I'm taking from the offense, that CD and Dak are on such a wavelength that I think that CD might be the best receiver this year in the NFL, especially with Cincinnati losing Joe Burrow. You just don't know how things are going to look out there. We see how JJ McCarthy looks with Minnesota, and so they do have Justin Jefferson, and then we see how AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, they're just not even geting targeted really.
Watch out. Brownie can sling that thing. You know, he might be Joe Who. Yeah, Brownie.
AJ Brown.
We just talking about the wave. I'm
away from that buck again on the sidelines.
So for me, what I take from the offense is you're gonna have to win with CD, and as much as I do, and I like what Javonte. The reason why Javonte Williams is playing to me is the physicalness that he brings, and he knows the playbook, and he's going to pass protect. I think
he's your best back.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the physicalness that he brings, he's gonna pass protect, and he's actually really sneaky in the pass catching game as well. But you're gonna win, like I said, all summer with these receivers. And the cool thing about it is, it looks like Pickens and Dak are ahead of schedule as far as their wavelength, because that touchdown that Pickens had, that's not easy, right? You know, he sells fade and then runs that like deeper out, and Dak put it right there. There are a few passes that I want Dak to kind of give Pickens more of a chance, like on those back shoulders.
They're learning that.
But I'm just saying, like, I want him to give him more of a chance. Now, the one thing that does concern me when I watch the tackles, specifically Steele, it's rough. Terrence Steele is struggling to run block when he's not double teaming. He double teams well, and the pass protection, it just feels like he's falling off of blocks, and his strength is just gone.
Whooped.
Like
so
did
TG. They got whooped out there.
But I could take it from Tyler Guyton.
we ain't got no choice with him.
I mean, Steele is this is what I saw on film. Steele looks worse than Guyton. Guyton
in that game he did. First game I thought Guyton was worse.
That's my opinion. On the offense for sure. Like, it's just if they're talking about using Nate Thomas, then they may need to use him. Because I don't know if Steele's strength is there anymore. Like, you paid again, huh?
He's never been a strength guy, and he's getting exposed.
You don't think so?
No, that was his main issue. Was he couldn't deal with power. Yeah, it was main issue.
I think as a run blocker, he was pretty good.
I was on pass blocking. Pass blocking.
Anchoring. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, but I mean, but with the scheme that they want to run, I can live with. I'm not gonna say I can live with him getting beat as a pass rusher, but they want to run the ball, and so he was always a good run blocker. Now he's struggling as a run blocker. I don't know. Maybe y'all see something different, but with Terrence Steele, it just looks. Well, now the Giants' old defensive line is good. Like, they got.
They worked our whole offensive line except Tyler Smith, but they worked us. They worked us pretty good. But they fought.
Tyler Booker played pretty good. Like, I thought that him and Dex, for him to be a rookie, like, they had some battles. He fell off of blocks, but I mean,
I'm not snapping on him at all. Not at all. He's a rookie that played up against one of the best defensive fronts he's going to see all year. But the tackles, we got to get some consistency. You know, we're getting, in my opinion, consistently below average and poor play. That's not the consistency we want. And I'm with you on if Nate is legitimate. I don't know, John, if you're hearing more around the building.
I was surprised like last week, Stephen Jones was talking about how that he's there to not just be the swing tackle, but to push both of those tackles. And I was kind of surprised that he had said that, just because, you know, this guy has worked at left tackle all throughout training camp, and that you're meaning that he's going to push Terrence Steele. Like, well, that doesn't sound great for Terrence Steele. Like, shouldn't Terrence Steele, being the veteran of that group, have his spot locked up? Obviously, he doesn't feel that way to say something like that. So
if he's not playing well, then no. Yeah. Right? Like, at this point, I mean, I'm trying to win. Some fans believe they're not trying to win, and I'm not going to argue with that because of some of the moves. But I'm trying to win. And if you're a liability in that sense, and I got somebody behind you that I think can get the job done, I'm gonna give him a shot. That's what I would have did with Donovan Wilson too.
Are you talking about, like, you don't know if the team's trying to win?
Oh well, you know the fan base is saying, you know.
Oh, that's fine, but I'm just saying, like, again, this is a very, very quarterback-driven league, and with the way Dak's playing, I can't see any way that they would be like, no, we're just trying to go for like a high draft pick right now. They're going where I don't know if they feel like they can win the division, but I feel like they're in a spot where they feel they can get into the tournament and get hot at the right time, and Dak's playing the best ball he's ever played, that maybe they make a run that way. But I don't think that they're looking at this like they're the New York Giants and like, all right, well, we're eventually going to have to go to Jackson Dart because we're going to be a top 5 drafting team or something like that. Like, no, I mean, because again, like, I don't think they would even waste their time getting Clowney, to be honest with you, if they didn't think about that they could possibly, make a move as the season goes on. And maybe they make another move if the corners, if Rebel comes back and he's not very good and this, Diggs isn't playing well and Elam isn't playing well, maybe they do make a move for somebody else. But I do think that if they really had genuine interest in Stephon Gilmore, that would be done by now. So I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm talking more along the lines of a trade with another team in let's say 3, 4, 5 weeks from now or something. That maybe that's a possibility at corner, depending on what their record is at the time.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something.
Before we go, John, are you here? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say before we get to the super chats, because there's a lot of them in there. One of the things that we didn't put pressure on right now is we ranked 30th in special teams. I think that there's a big drop off, and I know it's only been 2 games. Our special teams look atrocious, and there've been some that I've been sitting here looking like, hey, we a shoelace tackle away from them running it all the way back. So we're gonna have to improve our special.
They have been getting
coverage. Yeah, the coverage part. Kicking wise, we got the golden foot.
Return wise too. Return wise, we're obviously, what's the name's doing fine, but yeah, we're not a very good coverage team right now.
I would like to see Brandon Aubrey inside at AT&T Stadium miss a kick short. I can't wait to see what distance that's from. Schottenheimer said that he's not going to go 75, but I think that there's got to be moments where you would put him out there at 75.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Let's get late in the game to try and win a game.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, for sure.
I'm telling you, would be crazy, right before overtime, for them just to run that basic run play with Javonte Williams at midfield is crazy. To have that type of confidence in that dude.
And then the way he slid like that, John, I was like, I'm telling
you, I couldn't get McCarthy to confirm this with me off the record, but I'm telling you, I fully believe that he is the biggest reason why you will not see the doors or roof open at that stadium, because they feel that they have such an advantage with him. Why would you do that and bring in the elements in that they're like, we already got this weapon. Yeah. We're not opening up anything.
John,
we're not going to open up the thing for advantage, but we're going to keep the curtains open with the sun blasting in our face. Come on, man. That's give me a break, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, the curtains aren't coming out. That's for damn sure.
Hey, John, down there in Chicago, do they have their crazy wind out there? The wind that blows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then around this time of year, fall, it'll start up.
That's where
it gets
misses sometimes.
The wind gets pretty wild at training camp sometimes.
Yeah,
I've seen Aubrey miss short and Oxnard from like 50 because it'll be windy and there's but inside AT&T Stadium that's
where he's missed for the most part, specifically in Washington, right? He's missed outside.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah, so
let's go. Let's get to these supers, guys. Great show. Love the content. Keep creating. Thank you for that too. Cool. Calm down. It's one game. Take the win, build off the. Yeah, it was a win. You know what I mean? I just know secondary.
Can I? We talked about this earlier. We understand this one game. We're talking about the one game. We're not taking this one game and saying it's going to be a terrible season. So I think fans you got to pick a side here, man. Do you want us to talk about the game or not? That's what we're talking about is the game.
Oh yeah, I don't listen. I'm gonna just let y'all know, Chad. I love y'all, but if I'm dug in on something, I'm gonna speak my mind. That just is what it is. I don't think that Diggs is playing good right now. I think he should not be out there because he's either not healthy or he's not good anymore. Sky, don't do that. Cowboys played Eagles well. I don't know.
I didn't say they didn't. Because I think when I was talking about Jalen Hurts is not a quarterback that's going to drop back and scan the field like Russ. There was opportunities.
One read quarterback.
Go watch the film. There's opportunities, but he ain't that dude. So
Russ historically has been a deep ball passer that if I had to sum it up, he looked at the pre-snap look, and what Matt Eberflus didn't do was change up any of the looks. Like you're looking at Jesse Minter and those guys out in the Chargers. They can't get any pre-snap information. Quarterbacks can't. Well, you look at what Dallas did; they're just going to sit those two safeties high. Russ is like, "Oh yeah, I'll just throw the seam." So even
and those are the big plays. He picked us apart underneath too with his Johnson. Yeah, he picked up, and that's something that I don't think hurts. I don't even think they care to do it in Philly, honestly. And you saw it happen again in Kansas City. They don't really care to throw the ball. Yeah. They're just going to try to beat you on the ground with his legs and Saquon. So it's not a knock on them. It's just I'm just telling you what it is.
Foots, were you so frustrated with Diggs that you would have rather seen Andrew Booth out there?
So I'm glad.
I just need to put this in.
I would have.
Let's get Foots back.
I would have cut D. Wilson Monday like Jimmy Johnson cut. You must say sample. You play prevent. No, I'm not taking.
Who you putting in?
I'm gonna get back to being a great host, man.
You're right.
I'm an idiot. I don't know much about football. Thank you for this super. I don't know about cut Donovan Wilson, but I mean, hey, one thing for sure. If you follow my journey, I've been trying to draft this team as safety for a long time. But this team just doesn't believe in it, the value of it, and unfortunately,
stop scouting
them. Man, and defense.
We did this draft show when I was at the Morning News. We did this draft show. I wish the video still exists, but we're at this bar downtown next to the Dallas Morning News building. This is when I worked at the Morning News, and our featured guest was Emmitt Smith. And so at some point it was like a roundtable thing. We were talking about what the Cowboys should do with the pick. And that was obviously the year that the Cowboys hosted the draft, or AT&T Stadium hosted it. And I said, I think you got to do whatever you can to get Derwin James. And Emmitt was like, no, that's a safety. You don't do that, whatever. And I go, what if he's the next Darren Woodson? And Emmett's just like, he's not going to be the next Darren Woodson. And I'm just sitting here looking back.
He's been the best safety in football.
Maybe he is, though.
The last time I gave a damn was when we could potentially be in position by trading up, similar to Derwin James. Me and Foots, I think it was the last time we even scouted the safeties together. Kyle Hamilton. We pounded the table for Kyle Hamilton, and a lot of people were coming out and Kyle Hamilton overrated. We got a Pro Bowl, All Pro. We got Tyler Smith, so I'm not going to complain. I think it was that year.
I think you're right. Yeah,
I believe it's that year. And
Hamilton went pretty high too. Didn't he
go
14, top 15?
I think he won 14.
But he should have been a top 10 pick. I remember that.
Yeah.
But that was the last year, and I'm like, because they have not drafted. If I'm not mistaken, they have not drafted a safety higher than the 5th round since I want to say Matt Johnson. I think went in the 4th round.
He went in the 4th, yeah.
And it might have been after that. Might have been the guy we got from the running back turn safety. So Matt Johnson might have been 2010. I think we got one in 2012. So maybe it was that running back turn safety out of Georgia Southern or something. I'm missing his name.
He was
he's a hard hitter, but that was the last time we drafted the safety. And I want to say that might have been the 3rd round. So 2012. We haven't drafted a safety higher than the 5th round since 2012. So I stopped. I quit. So I'm not scouting safeties that go in the first 4 rounds anymore. JJ Wilcox, thank you.
Take the money out. All of it. Come on.
I know that's nice right there, Don.
Yeah.
Going overtime and having heated debate. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you, man.
Is that a Detroit hat? Doesn't it look like a Tigers Old English tee?
It does, but I want to say that's Boston. Keith Shep, let us know. Hey, look, Cowboys went to overtime. It's only right we went overtime.
Yeah, we went overtime.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this.
Have the Cowboys played the longest games of the season so far?
Overall,
technically. I know they 1 o'clock in the morning in week 1 and played damn near 5. Didn't it go all the way down to 0 seconds or something like that? No, it went down like 1 minute in that overtime game or something like that. So I wonder if they played literally the longest over the first 2 weeks.
Nah, man, that game. Because that even in the overtime, like John said, hey, Kenneth Murray had a big stop in overtime.
It was much better in this game. I have to admit,
he did a great job of fighting through trash, and getting through pockets of the offensive line and making tackles. He ran to the ball very well. Now
downhill.
Sanborn is now the one that. You talk about
an idea. I think I would swap him and. I wouldn't swap him, but I would move him to Clark, and let's see if Maris Leofau can do some middle linebacker things if you're going to play that much coverage, because that's not Sanborn's game.
Yeah, it's like, and that's why I'm at with Flus. You could tell he's still figuring out things with the personnel.
Moving around. Yeah,
they don't. I think he likes Sanborn, but he likes him in the box.
He likes him in the game.
You ask him to turn a run. That's where I think you may need to bring one of these other. But then we get back to the 3 say it's a lot. Defensive.
I guarantee you, Flus was thinking like this all offseason. We're gonna get Michael Parsons back.
100% they thought.
Oh, my bad, man. I didn't mean to bring him up, but I'm just saying. Flus thought he was gonna have his ice cream and cake, but it didn't happen for him. But
hey, something to think about for the next show. Do we look at Flus and say, Caleb, what he struggles with. You need to have a better game plan. Coming up,
and also give old boy a couple tips too. That defense, those players.
Yeah,
not that you might not need many tips after watching that Detroit game, but
especially with Jalen Johnson out. Ooh, that's a huge loss.
And Al Harris over here said, "I know what can get under CeeDee Lamb's skin. I know what can throw him off."
Let me say this though about we didn't bring this up. Caleb Williams very talented. We're gonna talk about them on Thursday.
For sure.
Maybe I won't give it all away, but Caleb Williams is a very talented quarterback, but this isn't a veteran quarterback.
No.
So this is he has arm and he has an arm arrogance to him.
Yeah.
So,
I want to be very fair about this. I said in that class I was scared of him because of that Notre Dame game and how he didn't play on time in that game. They changed some things up with Caleb, and I was just like, I don't know about this guy. And one thing about Caleb Williams, his body language is awful. So when things aren't going well, he's pouting. He's not being a leader, and it scares me.
It worked out for that guy in Green Bay. He's the highest paid non-quarterback in league history.
Who's that? Oh my God, he's not the quarterback. Your quarterback has to lead. No, I'm with you. Hey, I'm with the thing about Caleb though that does scare me.
But I'm saying the reason I bring it up though is because they can kind of get away with it because they're both ridiculously talented. I know Caleb hasn't showed it on the field yet, but the reason he has some of that arrogance is because he has a lot of ability.
Yeah, it's arm arrogance. Whenever you label that to a quarterback, it's because they can.
Yeah,
you don't call somebody like Cooper Rush doesn't have arm arrogance because he can't. And Jeremy makes a great point. Scripted stuff, get ready. That's going to be good. We all know about Ben Johnson and scripted stuff that they can do that, but when things get muddy, because I guarantee you, I'll be shocked if they don't move the ball downfield in potential green zone, not the red zone, but potential green zone to where they can kick a field goal. Because that's what this defense is. This defense is bend but don't break. The problem was in the Giants game, early they were bending and not breaking, but then they weren't even bending anymore. They were just getting straight broke. And you can't have that happen in this one. But we'll break all that down. I ain't mean to go in the Bears and all that stuff. But
the Bears.
Yeah, like I said, not to go into the Bears, but the film that I've watched, that's going to be the problem with Ben Johnson and Caleb's marriage is he doesn't want to play on time consistently. And 100%. he doesn't stay on time, and he doesn't stand as tall as it sounds like it's a silly thing, but he doesn't stand as tall as Jared Goff does in the pocket. Yeah, he's shorter than I thought, but we'll break it all down. Great show. We'll see you guys on Thursday. What a dynamic show. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. If you guys are on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you guys give this one a 5-star because this was a heater. Love you guys. Peace. We got the outro music now. Oh, Law, and remember,
you're listening to the sounds of the 4 GOATs. Let's get it.